Welcome back, guys. This is Jason, KM4ACK. Today, we're going to be taking a look at running Winlink with the Mobilinkd TNC. Stick around and we'll get right to it. Okay, so I'm going to have to make a few assumptions as this video goes along because I don't have every single radio available to me to test with. So we'll kind of have to make some assumptions. So the first thing you need to do is make sure your TNC is configured correctly for your radio and that you can run a good PTT test using the software that Mobilinkd puts out for the Android or the Apple device. And they have great setup instructions on their website. I'll leave a link to that down below. Now, one other thing, this is for this entire tutorial is for the Mobilinkd TNC2. And that includes the script that I'm going to reference at the end. I don't have a TNC3 to test with. Hey, if one of you guys wants to send me one and let me play with it and get a script written and then send it back to you, please, by all means, shoot me an email, mycall@arrl.net. Okay, so after you have your TNC configured for your particular radio, you want to go ahead and press the button and you will get a fast blinking blue light. That indicates that the TNC is ready to be paired. Now, the other thing you're going to need as a prerequisite to this tutorial is you need to go back, if you haven't already, and watch my video on getting Winlink working on the Raspberry Pi over 2-meter packet, and I'll leave a link to that video right up at the top. If you don't do that first, this tutorial is going to completely fail for you. The first thing we'll need to do is come up to our Bluetooth icon right at the top of the screen. Now, if you followed along in the APRS video, you may not need to do this. If you see the Mobilinkd TNC listed here, then you're good to go. If not, though, let's go ahead and click Add a Device. You'll see this little pop-up window here, and it'll take it a couple of seconds to find the Mobilinkd, and you may have to scroll down as well. But once we see the Mobilinkd TNC2, let's go ahead and click Pair. And it's going to ask you for the PIN code, and that would be 1234. And we'll go ahead and click OK. And it's going to give you this error message, paired successfully, but the device has no services, which can be used with the Raspberry Pi. That's okay. That's kind of what we expect here. So we can just click OK. Then if we click back up here on the Bluetooth icon again, you'll see that the Mobilinkd TNC is now listed with the option to connect. But if we click connect right here, it's just going to fail again. So we'll just leave it right where it is. Okay, so now that we got the prereqs out of the way, we've got the 2-meter packet stuff installed on our Pi, we've got the TNC configured, and we've got the fast blue flashing light. Let's go ahead and open up the terminal window. Okay, and the first command that we want to run is hcitool space scan. And guys, I'll leave links to all of these commands down in the description below. If you miss something on the screen, you can always check down there for the exact command. But that one is hcitool space scan. So we'll go ahead and press return. And what that's doing is that's looking for our Mobilinkd TNC. And what we're looking for in that is the MAC address. All right, so it returns this information here. Here's our description, so we can see that it's the TNC2. And here is our MAC address. So let's highlight the MAC address, right-click on it, and say copy. All right, the next command will be sudo rfcomm space connect space /rfcomm0, and then give it one more space, and we're going to paste in our MAC address. We'll go ahead and press return, and you'll see that it tells us that we are connected to the MAC address on rfcomm 0. and we're on channel 1. Now this channel right here is the difference. I believe the TNC2 works, I believe the TNC3 works on channel 6 instead of the default 1. So that might help you out if you're trying to get a TNC3 going. All right, so at this point, we're going to leave this exactly where it is. And I'm going to press Control, Shift, and T on the keyboard. That's going to open another tab. So we left this one open and running here, and we've got a new tab open. All right, so the next command is going to be sudo kissattach /dev /rfcomm 0, and that's that link that we just created for the Mobilinkd. And we're going to attach that to WL2K. Now, this comes, the WL2K is something that we set up in the video when we installed everything to run 2-meter packet with Pat Winlink on the Pi. All right, so we'll go ahead and hit return here. And it's just going to tell us that the port was bound to device AX0. So the next thing we need to do is go ahead and start PAT. So we'll do that with PAT HTTP, and we'll hit return. Now you'll notice here it says it started the HTTP service, and it started it on this web address, which just means we can connect to it both locally and over a network. And I cover this in the Pat Winlink configuration video series that I've done. And then this here is the port that we are looking for, or that we can connect to, rather, using Pat. So let's go ahead and open up our browser window. And in the browser, I'm going to navigate to 127.0.0.1:5000. We'll go ahead and hit return there. And that brings up our PAT mailbox. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start a connection. Now, I don't have a gateway close enough to me for this tutorial that I can get into, but I do have a radio monitoring the frequency that I'm transmitting on so that I can hear those packets and make sure that everything sounds correct. So let's go ahead and hit Action and Connect. We need to choose right here for our transport, AX25, and then I'm just going to enter my call sign here, even though I'm not close enough and don't have a gateway running right now. Now, on this particular system, I do not have rig control running. It would be hard to do that with this setup anyway, so we'll just leave the frequency blank. And we'll go ahead and hit connect, and you should be able to hear packets start coming over the radio. All right, and there's the first one that came out. Now, it gives it a little bit of a pause, and then you'll hear another packet. If we had a gateway close enough to us, you would start hearing a response from the gateway, and you would be able to connect to it and pick up your Winlink messages. Now, let's take a look at how to automate all of the commands that we ran in the beginning. So right here, I'm going to press Control-C to get out of PAT. It may take it a minute because it's still trying to connect. And over here, I'm going to press Control-C again to end this connection. So you can see that it says disconnected. And let's see, let's press Control-C here again because it did finally time out. And that should dump us back to the command prompt. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that script installed. I'm going to move to the desktop directory with cd /desktop and hit return. Now let's head over to my GitHub website and go ahead and download the script that we need. I'll leave a link to this website down in the description below. All right, we're going to scroll down and we're looking for this mobi-connect right here. So we'll click on that. And then this is a critical step, guys. You got to click raw right here before you're going to download the correct portion of the script. All right, once you've clicked on the raw button, let's come right up here to the top and let's copy this address. Let's head back over to the Pi and we're going to say wget space, and paste in that link that we just grabbed off of the website. We'll hit return, and it takes just a half a second or so to download. The next command is going to be sudo chmod +x mobi-connect. And we'll go ahead and hit the return key. It'll dump you right back out to the command prompt. At this point, we can minimize our terminal window. Now, you do need to make sure that your TNC has the fast blue flashing light and is ready and available for pairing. And let's go ahead and double click on the new script that we've got on our desktop. And we will use execute in terminal. So it'll go ahead and start scanning for the device. And once it finds it, it's going to make a connection. And then it's going to give us the option to start either a Winlink connection or an APRS connection. So I did do a video earlier on using this setup with APRS. So you can have both of these installed at the same time and then just choose which one you would like to use. So you can see your options here. If you choose not to start a Winlink session, then APRS will be started instead. So it's a simple yes or no, and everything else will be configured for you so that you're ready to run. Guys, if you run into any problems with the script, please shoot me an email, mycall@arrl.net, or leave a comment on this video below. But hopefully nobody runs into an issue and this thing's going to work great for you guys. Okay, well, that wraps us up for today. Thank you, as always, for your watches, your views, the thumbs up, and the comments. And we will see you guys on the next video. Until then, 7-3.